Monster Hunter is a series beloved by fans for the gameplay loop of fighting ferocious creatures and making gear styled from them, and the fantasy of tackling larger-than-life obstacles, either alone or with friends, and coming out on top. At least, that's what it means to me. In a broader perspective, it could be argued that Monster Hunter is ultimately about preserving the beauty of our natural world and coexisting with every aspect of it. Even though the games are always about killing or capturing monsters, the characters in the universe never treat it as sport. It's their assigned role as hunters of the guild to keep the balance of nature in check by eliminating the monsters that could threaten it. The monsters are viewed in a very ecological sense in universe, labeled as predators existing in an ecosystem. But there are some who cross the threshold of nature, more than just animals, something untameable, something beyond our understanding, something godly. Apex predators, elder dragons, and other threats that have yet to be classified, these are the ultimate tests for a monster hunter. And they are given appropriate gravitas in the way characters tell stories of them. The most powerful and terrifying beasts in the setting, having their own folklore or titles, give weight to their unique level of power, and make them demand both respect and fear. One of the more recent apex predators in the series, the cephalopod monster, New Udra, was a myth passed down among the inhabitants of the oil well basin as a shadowy demon wreathed in flame. When first encountered, the beast is introduced to you, the player, as the Black Flame, which completely separates it from everything you've encountered. All monsters are animals with behaviors that can be quantified and predicted, but now you are in the shoes of someone who has heard the legend and must now face it head-on. In the end, New Udra can be quantified like any other monster. It is a cephalopod that can spew fire and covers itself in an oil-like mucus that it uses to ignite its own fireproof hide. But knowing exactly what the beast is still doesn't diminish the majesty or terror that it inspires. All of this, to me at least, is largely due to the music of this beast, and the series as a whole. It has always been characterized by wide-ranging, sweeping orchestra performances that inspire grandeur and a sense of adventure. The main theme of the series, Proof of a Hero, feels very much inspired by the works of John Williams, with bombastic brass and a recognizable motif that the series always has a habit of referencing. It's the song of triumph, the glimmering star guiding the hunter's way, the sign that victory is within your grasp. It plays often in the finales of these games, when the battle is nearly done and you have the upper hand. But as much as the soundtracks inspire the glory of the hunters, they must, in equal part, inspire the power of monsters. One of the first battle tracks in the series, Forest and Hills theme from Monster Hunter 1, gives a feeling of panic and adrenaline when you're still a fledgling hunter coming across beasts much larger than you for the first time. In my opinion, this song largely captures the player experience of Monster Hunter starting out. It's chaotic, confusing, and if you let the fear take you, it may spell your end. The series feels like it's evolved its musical identity in response to how players, and in turn the hunters, have adapted to the threats. The earlier games seem to follow this feeling of panic and focused chaos in their songs more often, while the more recent games have moved towards more glorious and grandiose scores that signify that you, as a hunter, can tackle the challenges and come out on top. The unique theme songs of powerful monsters aim to bring back those feelings of fear, to signify the threat in front of you, and communicate the larger-than-life power they command. Good examples come from the themes of the apex predators in Monster Hunter Wilds. The flying wyvern known as Rei Dao commands the element of lightning and can channel it through its horns to strike you down with powerful bolts. Its theme is a beautiful blend of grandiose and threatening, the first foe you face in this game that is truly a force of nature. Strings, brass, and woodwinds all give this sense of loftiness to the theme, like you're face to face with the king of the skies, as he strikes down on the earth with all the might of the heavens. The high notes and driving percussion have an inspiring tone, communicating that while this may be the greatest challenge you've faced yet, if you press on and endure, you will be triumphant. It feels like the grandiose tone of Rei Dao's theme serves to only further drive home the power and terror of the next apex predator you face, New Udra. New Udra's theme inspires fear in a way reminiscent of movie scores of classic monster films, specifically aquatic monsters like the Kraken. The sharp staccato strings gives a rushing feeling that you're in the deep end in this creature's element. Terror builds until the brass reaches its peak, signifying the flames rising to swallow all in New Udra's path, and the end you will face if you don't stand fast against the torrent. When the other apex predators feel like they still coexist with their habitats, New Udra stands out as this overwhelming force that seems to command nature itself. It's sinister in a way most other monsters and their themes aren't. It serves as the first large indicator to the player of why some apex predators have to be put down for the good of the ecosystem, before their frightening power swallows all. The most interesting revelation of the story in Monster Hunter Wilds is the Guardians, monsters that were artificially manufactured by an ancient civilization to protect their kingdom. These artificial beasts share this musical identity of synthetic instruments, a unique step for the series that differentiates the Guardians from nature itself. The most prominent Guardian monster, and the flagship monster of Wilds, is Arkveld. Arkveld is the crux of the game's plot, setting it in motion by attacking the village of a young boy named Nata. The main cast learns of Arkveld's origins as a guardian, how it was malnourished and enslaved, and the attack on Nata's village was Arkveld lashing out against its creators, gaining a taste of true freedom. The monster's design reflects this theme of imprisonment, mimicking a prisoner in chains, unbound and desperate to live. The theme reflects this too, keeping the synth instrument of the Guardians while blended with natural instruments, reflecting its desire to coexist with nature. Arkveld is ultimately a tragic beast in that its gluttony runs rampant as it tries to mimic the nature of beasts, but ultimately it can't process its meals due to its artificial internal structure. Left in a constant state of suffering and starvation, it brings ruin to the ecosystem to fill a hunger that can never be sated, so the hunter has to put it down. The theme is dominated by high chaotic strings, signifying the creature's madness and desperation, while the synthetic bass line is broken up by an identical string section, marking its transition into nature that it can never truly inhabit. In the end, it is revealed that the Guardian Arkveld was able to reproduce, and thus gave rise to entirely natural offspring, capable of living amongst nature when it could not. This new Arkveld variant, in turn, has an entirely organic theme, brass replacing the synthetic sound, marking it as a true beast. They are still just as hungry and ferocious as their progenitor, and must be hunted down for the same reason. Blend of old rage and sorrow, and newfound purpose. The music of Monster Hunter Wilds keeps to the traditions of the series, while driving home the new themes of life being misused and ultimately returning to nature, in the same manner the story presents it. It could be argued the theme of the series is that we should coexist with nature, but it should never be controlled. The very reason an ancient, long-gone race has been extinguished is because they tried to do exactly that. The idea that nature will remain as something to be studied and will always continue to evolve is what connects the story and thus the music. There will always be something bigger, greater, more grandiose. Monsters that cross the line into being seen as deities and demons, and throughout it all, you will discover a new understanding of the world and these wonderful creatures. That's what makes you a true monster hunter.